Welcome back to more LostWinds Winter of the Melodias. This is part 4. I am Helium Lemon 15, and anyone who says they are is not the real Slim Shady. And we are exploring the snow cave, and last episode I was just kind of ranting about how beautiful it was. And that's not, when you say rant, you think angry, but like, no, it's just like, this place is so beautiful, and I have such an affinity for snow levels, and I want to live in Alaska. Kind of that thing. But yeah, in the last episode, we ended up read a journal entry about Riverin, who, if you remember, Riverin is actually was the character that we started out controlling the game as. So I don't know if that spoils things, but that's just a fact. Like, it said Riverin is in the journal entry, so I think you are supposed to know that by this point. Maybe you're not thinking about it, you're just thinking about the platforming and not putting it together. But yeah, today is still October 8th, and we have a statue to get, so let's do that. And I should be doing homework right now, but I don't need to. I have a break in the week where Tuesdays and Fridays I'm pretty busy, but like Wednesdays and Thursdays I can sleep in a little bit. That's weird. Like, college feels like, oh my gosh, it's college. Like, you have to be an adult. You have so many responsibilities. Like, the responsibilities feel more intense, but like, you have kind of more of a lenient schedule at times. Oh yeah, this is a really sketchy place to try to make a snowball, because it's gonna fall right. It's gonna. Now that the fire is there, you won't be able to make a snow thing right there. That's still a problem. That thing isn't on fire. And what are we supposed to do now? This switch... What does this switch actually control? Oh, it's this. Okay. Oh, that... What the heck was that timer? That was so short. Barely gives me time to get over here. Alright. So, it's speedrun strat. Boom. I've looked on speedrun.com, and people do runs of the first game, but not this. Like, I looked up LostWinds Winter of the Melodias, and there was legitimately no entry for it. So I wonder if people just don't know this game as well. Although, another game that I really like, I have an affinity for it, and you probably remember it from my playthrough of it, is And Yet It Moves. And Yet It Moves it literally has a built-in feature where you can practice doing a speedrun of that. And like the kind of the physics-based, like really unique puzzle mechanics where you can just kind of... It's something about it is so fun. It feels like figuring out the physics of that game is really creative. Like, it engages the right side of your brain, even though you're just kind of doing... Like, you're rotating the world 360 degrees and it's all just physics. But yeah, you can practice speedrunning that game. It's like, I wanted to speedrun The Desolate Hope, but that's like a pretty intense RPG with a lot going on all the time. And while I love it, I don't have enough like strategy at that game to really just like feel confident going into a speedrun. That's why I wanted something that was like, it's a platformer, so I can just kind of learn the muscle memory of it. Because I think that's how speedruns work, it's just muscle memory. I would rather learn something by muscle memory, I don't know, but then, like, something like And Yet It Moves, that sounds so fun. Because something about it, I think, you know, you have the option to practice a speedrun and see your best times in-game, and then it's just something about it just kind of engages the right side of the brain. Four-Sided Fantasy is a little bit like that too, but I feel like a speedrun of that game would still be hard. So, we all live in a yellow submarine. What are we doing here? Because I feel like the map is telling us that we can go this way, but we can't. And so therefore the plot well, I wasn't even supposed to come this way anyway. So therefore, we should be saying to ourselves, politically, we can't trust the elephants, because the elephants are a big, fat pack of liars. And the elephants, by this I don't mean the Republican Party, I just mean the elephants at the zoo. They have false motives. And with their false motives, you know, they are taking the working classes and manipulating them. And that reminds me of a freaking, what's their name? Minutemen. I wonder if I can still sing Vietnam from memory, because that's the song that I was thinking of. It's real short. Entry number 10, Spirit of the Seasons. Do we even have... Yeah, we skipped 5, 6, and 7. As a child, I remember my mother telling me of the season spirits. The farmers on the outskirts of Homestead. Homestead must be where Maggie's from. I think Smith also? I don't know. Would leave offerings to her after particularly bitter winters. She was one of the older spirits on Mistralis and famed for a particularly bad temper. It all seems so fanciful. Even now I can hardly bring myself to believe it. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're still recording? Let's go. Come on, Toku. Look lively. Alright, pretty easy puzzle right here. Oh, that's not even a puzzle. It's just like do this to go forward. It's not rated by the national... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Surely. Gee, those guys come out of nowhere. And everything's like blue in the background, and then those guys just come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my phone closer to my voice because I record my voice on my phone. It's all just voice memos. That's how I do these. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, and that's gonna make my mic slip. I don't know. Meaning my phone. There's a frozen rowboat right there. We were talking about this, I'm taking a class on art in the 19th century because I need that liberal arts credit, and it was literally the only thing that fit in my schedule. So... Oh, I thought this was frozen over, but no. Oh, what? What was that bounce? Anyway, we were talking about JMW Turner painting, where it's like a railroad, and then there was like a little rowboat in one corner of the painting. And it was like, well, does Turner have a positive view of technology, or something else? Let's see, the map is telling us to go down. This is like Kirby and the Amazing Mirror all over again. Oh, yeah, I think this is just that map. Yeah, okay. Oi! Oi, mate. Janky hack, mate. Yeah. I discovered the Super Mario World / Super Mario Maker community recently, so that's why I'm quoting Barb and Cook and those people all of a sudden. This bell appears to be broken. Maybe we should try hitting it with something? Yeah, that's obviously a good idea if it's broken. Now I just want you to observe this right here. It's snow with like a sort of cherry blossom or some sort of spring tree growing out of it. So yeah, hitting this, I can't see anything bad that would happen. Oh, okay. It's like totally a macho bear, but then it's wearing like a little Hawaiian flower necklace. Let's see if I can do... I'm gonna hurt my throat, but I just want to do a bear voice. Oh, and we get a unique 3D like camera angle.
Who dares disturb my sleep? What is this? A tiny snow monster. Okay, that's enough. A tiny snow monster has decided to wake the mighty spirit of seasons.
Sante, is it really you?
Enril, what are you doing here, and why are you with this strange-looking creature?
Actually, Sante's female. I can't decide what kind of voice to give her.
Well, it certainly sounds like you, but your appearance is a lot different to how I remember.
Time has changed us all, Enril. You of all people should know that.
Unless you have something important to say, can I go back to sleep? This is an Aussie bear, as we got here. Not intentionally.
We need your help, Sante. We have heard it might have been you that caused this winter.
It was my decision to do so, yes.
But why?
I suspect you've already encountered a creature named Riverin, where that foul little stooge of Balazar's tried to poison the waters flowing down the mountain. I had no choice but to summon this winter and to freeze the falls. And that's why it's Winter of the Melodias. Okay, I'm just thinking big picture, you know? You might not realize that's where the title's coming from.
Sante, we need to get into the city. You have to help us.
You do not hear me? I will do no such thing. It's too much of a risk.
Please, Sante, a friend of ours has been cursed. She is sick, and we think the cure lies with Riverin.
How sick is she?
Very sick. This is her son, Toku. I've promised to help him.
Very well. You may have seen my shrines around this region. They are each linked to this bell and in turn to me. Simply signal me from one of these shrines and... Oh, bother. Seems the harsh winter has cracked the clanger in my bell. Skullkid3 said this already in his playthrough of this game, but the fact that Sante is a bear and she says, oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a subtle Winnie the Pooh reference. And that would make sense because Frontier is British, A.A. Milne is British. I'm afraid that if we can't find someone to fix it, then I won't be able to hear your Signer.
The villagers of Summer Falls will not venture out while it remains winter. They are too afraid of the Alawa.
Oh, very well. But don't say I never do things for you. We won't say that, Sante, you promise. We promise. And, finally, welcome to the defining mechanic of this game. Yay! So, Summer Falls is finally Summer Falls. Would you look at that? And now this is a winter tree in the midst of a summer scene. Be quick about it, Enril. The longer it remains summer, the greater the danger we all face. That's not a real thing, by the way. You don't have to worry about the timer. And now we get to one of my favorite little parts of this game. And now we get some kind of summer overworld music with some Japanese harp that sounds very reminiscent of the first game. Although the first game was less, I guess, like, upbeat than this. Like, it was peaceful, but this sounds like outright joyous. What is happening? Why can't I go up there? What is happening? Thank you. I did not understand the physics of that at all. It was something to do with, like, I was blowing the fire, and then... It was a rock lobster. In this case, it's a rock monster, but whatever. And now we can finally swim in these frozen lakes here, and they're not frozen anymore. Look at those little goldfish and seaweed floating in the background. That's a nice detail. There wasn't any underwater stuff in the first game, so I'm glad they added that. Like I said, they have so much good stuff in these two games. They're such pleasing little games that, like, this is to me like a great, just like a pleasing video game. Like, this is what good video games should be. Oh, come on. Bug off, you stupid... Shove off. Okay, come on, let me eat the fruit. I need the nourishment. Boom.
obnoxiously long animation. It's one of my few gripes with these games. And some of the controls. Like, these games are so fun, but I can't imagine, like, I've seen, like, the people that speedrun this game, I think they do it on PC. Like, just, the physics of this game are probably, like, so unreliable. You know, like, something like that. Here's another one. Haha, you can't jump into the water because you suck. And we'll make progress. We'll go over, like, one more screen. And then we'll put a stop to our adventures. Because we're adventuresome and we like cheese. I had like a Bible talk night with my friends like just a couple hours ago, and we had empanadas from Empanada Mama. It was pretty good, man. There's some like decidedly non-Spanish empanadas, like a pepperoni pizza empanada, an apple pie empanada. There's a mac and cheese empanada, but I was like, that just sounds like culturally incorrect. I don't want to be a part of that. That sounds like a bad decision for my life. Okay, so this is where we want to be in our life, and I'll save here. But I wanted to thank you guys for watching this episode of LostWinds Winter of the Melodias. It still feels like we're making progress extremely slowly, but keep up with this LP. We'll be there in no time. And enjoy the rest of your day. And please tune in for the next episode while please tune in for the next episode where we will have more shenanigans with tofu and I don't have a good pun for Enril. Toku and Enril. Tofu and lentil. Yeah. Bye.